Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and oh my gosh, the Johnny Depp trial just shouted out so many amazing members of the Justice for Johnny community. I'm here to discuss it with Christopher Melcher, attorney at law. Christopher, this was a pretty cool moment, and I got some legal questions for you, but you've been watching. Did you just see Adam Waldman? This is attorney Adam Waldman, who represents Johnny Depp. He went on the stand, and he was asked about, are you giving information to people on the internet? Is that a dangerous thing for Adam Waldman to do? I want to ask that first, actually.
Well, sure. So I love this story, this angle, because we're seeing how people get information different than what we did in the past, and really the legitimization of getting information from social media, news information from social media. And so traditionally lawyers wouldn't be talking to anybody about their case other than, mainstream journalists. But times have changed, and that's what we're seeing here. And I got to think that both sides are doing exactly the same thing. And I know some have criticized Adam Waldman for how dare you talk to people. But we remember when Amber Heard went to court, Los Angeles Superior Court, on May 27, 2016 for her restraining order. Who did she bring other than her lawyer? Her publicist. So come on, everyone's pushing out their story in their different ways.
They certainly are. And so here we sort of sense this might be coming because in part of the counterclaim, et cetera, there was this idea that Adam Waldman, who is really who Amber Heard is suing through Johnny, it's a very weird counterclaim because she wants to say she didn't write the op-ed, the Washington Post did, but Johnny spoke for the attorney. It's just the most hypocrisy. But in the claim, this not only included mainstream media, but also social media accounts, including the Umbrella Guy, that Brian fellow, the real Laura B., all three of which have been huge parts of this Justice for Johnny movement and have been on this channel. I'm friendly and support and respect them all. So here he is. Tug's like, come on, Amber. You got Adam Waldman on the stand. Give Daddy Tug some worldwide trial love. Well, let's see what happened. Before we get there, though, as Tug even eloquently said, Adam Waldman claimed that Amber's claims were a hoax against Johnny, and she wants him sued and shut down. But I thought she believed in free speech. That's her defense, after all. Adam Waldman is spitting facts right now. He's naming 29 witnesses that discover Amber Heard, and Heard wanted this. She picked the wrong dance partner. So it's a really weird thing, and I'll get there. But
let me ask that differently. Have you communicated privately?
Oh, wait, sorry, I do. You're going to ask the question. But before we got this, and we'll talk about this tonight on our after show, we're getting it edited to be a little bit more concise. But Rottenborn literally queued him up, Christopher, to say, so it's a hoax? You have 26 witnesses? Name the witnesses. Why did he do that? And then he did. He went and named and repeated every other person who has said didn't see her with them. Everything. What do you think Rottenborn was doing here?
I have no idea. Now, that could have came out, that same question would have came out on Johnny's side. So maybe they just decided to play this clip just to, in the interest of time and editing. But, that's an example on Cross. You don't ask these big open-ended questions. It's like, hey, did you talk to the media? Did you tell the media these statements? Yes or no? Okay, now I'm done. And so they are trying to, they can attribute to Johnny any statements that the attorney makes. I mean, we're spokespeople, so we're authorized to make statements on behalf of a client, and the client's responsible for our statements. So nothing wrong with that. We see that all the time. But I was surprised then when it's like, here, go explain the basis for your opinion. And then he's like, okay, well, here's all the reasons why I said what I said.
Well, the catchphrase of this whole testimony of Adam Waldman was, I accept your instruction. And that's, yes, we're making the shirt. And yes, we will make fun of it tonight. Stay tuned for all the breakdown. But I wanted to focus on this clip, particularly with Christopher. So Rottenborn's asking him, did you give information to people?
With other social media users about this case?
Other social media, I want to make sure I'm precise. Other social media users?
Yes.
No. That group would include almost everybody on Earth.
Have you provided information about this
Even
case
Johnny
to
laughs.
other social media personalities who then post that information?
I've provided information episodically to what I would call internet journalists, and I'll define that as journalists who are not affiliated with, you mentioned, I think, NBC a moment ago, or a mainstream media outlet.
Yeah, the
Have you
most important people. That's right. People like Popcorn Planet. Woo! Like us, Christopher. We're out there giving our commentary and doing the real work here. So bravo, Adam Waldman. I wish he had reached out to me. Next time, Adam.
communicated with a social media user who goes by the name That Umbrella Guy?
I've had several phone calls with the person who goes by the name That Umbrella Guy. I don't actually know his real name.
Did anyone else notice he does sound like that Umbrella Guy a little bit? There was a conspiracy theory. I'm like, is it the same guy? Is he out there doing YouTube videos on the side? He's got the little southern twang there. But no, I don't think it is. I'm just fooling.
Have you communicated with him other than through phone calls?
I don't remember doing so, no.
Safe answer.
What are other, well, let me ask you this. Have you communicated in a similar fashion with someone on social media who goes by the name That Brian fella?
Boom!
Yes.
Yeah, as everyone should, because he's
what
amazing.
about someone who goes by the name The Real Laura B?
Yes.
And have you communicated to those individuals listed evidence that you believe suggests that Miss Heard's allegations are hoaxes?
I would say I communicate with the internet journalists, because we put them in a category calling them that. I've done that. Exactly the same way I would communicate with mainstream media. If they have questions about evidence or the facts, I'll inform them.
Boom! Bravo, as he should, Christopher. I mean, this is the new wave era, and he was on top of it. What are your thoughts on this? Is this something good? Is this dangerous? What are your thoughts?
Oh, no, it's fine. And I think it's, look, things have changed so much, in our lifetimes. I mean, it was newspaper, then cable TV, and then, social media did not get, it had a bad reputation. But now, in terms of sharing like reliable info, but now things have changed. And I'm doing all this media commentary for these major outlets. And they're getting their information, listening to your show, looking at these sources that Adam has cited. And because we are curating all this information online, and what I'm calling it is crowdsourcing info. Because in these tweets, like my preferred social media platform, is that we're able to exchange ideas and then put them all together, and then somebody saying, whoa, what about this? Or I saw that. And we can get all this content down and expose it to debate. And then we're going on mainstream media, they are talking 30 seconds, 2 minutes at the most. You're doing shows for an hour.
Sometimes
So
3 hours, 4 hours, exactly. We can have a longer form conversation and really get the facts, which these reporters aren't spending 4 hours, Christopher, right? They're just watching our coverage, taking a soundbite and running with it. Is really what's happening right now.
It's hard, and I know traditional media's got, bashed a lot, but it's hard. When I'm talking to these reporters and producers, they're working on 10 stories a day, and they got to pump this stuff out. They don't have time to sit there and listen to all the trial testimony. They're relying on people who have actually watching it and thinking about it and talking about it, and then they're taking that information to use for their stories. So we are seeing now really the traditional media being dethroned, and now social media being the, reliable sources, not all of it obviously, but reliable sources of information. So it's totally understandable that the attorneys for both sides would be doing this. So I know people are going to criticize Waldman, how dare you? Okay, anyone who's saying that, please come out and verify that Amber's side's not doing exactly the same.
Exactly. And the reality is, like, in today's day and age with the media and just getting the truth out there, the internet, shows like ours, all you guys in this amazing community, it's true. You put something out on CNN, it's talked about for 10 seconds, they move on to the next topic that they want to talk about or get paid for, or being told to. We've learned that in the mainstream media. So to be able to have a community of news community as we've been growing here for pop culture justice, I'm so just amazed and honored and grateful to all you guys in this Justice for Johnny camp, all you guys in the Free Britney camp, Christopher. I mean, this isn't our first rodeo in doing this social media stuff. And to be able to have an outlet that you've now come to trust, that we are going to be honest with you about and get it out there, it's just amazing. And I say bravo to Adam Waldman for getting that and getting the information out there so we can all take it, run with it, and get the real facts. And Tug's credit, as he said, he just acknowledged, he said, yep, Adam Waldman just confirmed we've made contact. Yes, we have. I'm an independent journalist. I speak to real sources. I don't burn them. Amen, my brother. I don't do it either. And I know Johnny Depp is innocent. He did. It was a thread here. Sorry, there was a thread he had here. Someone wrote and asked me why I never mentioned Waldman as a source after Waldman mentioned that in the Depo. Your channel would have 1 million subs. I don't burn my sources, period. Anyone could write me, but no one can own my voice. Adam Waldman was respectful of my quest for evidence. I've been looking for years now, and his knowledge on this trial is second to none. That's why Amber Heard's team did not reach out. They have no proof. I wouldn't sell them my voice for backpats. But it's true. Amber is only out there to crush stories, not actually say, hey, go down this trail. Look at this. Here's some evidence you might want to look at. That's so telling because the truth, right, has evidence, Christopher. Whereas trying to knock things down shut up, I'm silencing the voices, to me, is hiding the truth. So bravo to Adam, bravo to Tug, bravo to that Brian fellow, that real Lara B. You guys are the heroes of this moment. We'll be back with more commentary, but final thoughts from you, Christopher, on the importance of this?
Well, it's super important, and that's what we saw in Britney's case, is that when the media coverage was, pro-conservatorship, because that's the information they were being fed, $500,000 in legal fees, disguised legal fees for public relations to go out there and push this conservatorship story. And then through when I learned on social media what was really going on through people in the Free Britney movement, being able to then take that in interviews to saying, hey, you got to hear this story. Same thing with Johnny's story and Amber's story is like, hey, this takes these people here that are being cited have been on this story for a long time. They're not getting paid directly, for any of this work. This costs them money, like the rest of us, from time and family to do all of this night and day, like everybody in the community is doing. And then to seeing all that work being curated and then being used in court to assist either side is what it's about. So total validation for the power of these movements. And like I say, I don't begrudge if there's Amber community, that's great. Be on the Amber community. Johnny community, fine. It's just that people getting engaged and wanting to support people and produce proof is what it's about.
And God bless the support. There's such a stigma on us YouTube creators that we're just grifters out there trying to just make all this money. No, we're trying to get to the truth. We're trying to do real journalism here. And yes, sometimes entertain. And we couldn't do it without your support. So all you people who've been supporting our channel, supporting Christopher over on Twitter, go support Tug, go support that Brian fellow, go support that Lara B. We got to stop stigmatizing this idea that we're just grifters, not giving real work. We are putting in legitimate. Guys, I'm not going to be here for a few days because I'm dying. I'm consumed by this, Christopher. And so I will be offline for a few days. I've banked a bunch of content for you, but we'll be back. I got lots more. We'll be live today. But yeah, respect your creators that you're watching. Always show them a like, at least share the videos, comment, keep the algorithms going for all these people who've been doing such hard work, because we're getting close to that finish line. And I'm hoping we finally get that justice for Johnny. And we couldn't have done it without journalists like this. So thanks to them. Thanks to Adam Waldman for helping. And thanks to all of you guys who are watching. If you haven't already, do your due diligence right now. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell for all alerts. Smash that like button. Feel good. We're winning. They're getting stressed. Leave your comments on how excited you are, and we will see you live after the trial day. A lot more stuff came in today. A lot of not nice things about Johnny. We'll be breaking it down for you just like we do at the end of every trial day and every day here on Popcorn Planet. Check out Christopher Melcher over on Twitter as well. I'll put the link in the description. Back to the trial.